Hey everybody, this is Will with Carolina Thread Place, and today we are going to be discussing customer service. So, what does customer service mean? Well, the definition of customer service means the assistance and advice provided by a company to those people who buy or use its products or services. Well, the company is you, business, because you're providing products or you're providing a service to your customer. So, hence customer service. Now, if let's say a customer comes to me and says, I would like to buy bath salts. Well, you don't have any and you don't make them. So it's not bad customer service to send them to somewhere else. But it's bad customer service if you just send them to a place that you don't know if they do or do not. But if you actually know that ABC Company down the road sells bath salts, you can say, well, I know that right down the road, ABC Company sells them, and I don't know really price or anything, but, I do know because, I've walked through there before or something like that, kind of qualify it. Or a friend of mine buys it from there. So that's a good thing. You can say that. That's considered good customer service. Now, at the same time, it's not bad customer service to say, I'm not sure who sells it, because you're being honest. Yeah, the customer may be like, well, what good are you? And they may say something, but, keep your composure. That's fine, because you don't know what that person's been through for that day. They could have gotten some bad news. They could have been let go from their job. They could have had a death in the family. You don't escalate situations. Now, let's say you own a company and, a customer comes to you and says, your AB company, your employee here, was just rude and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Me personally, if I have a camera system, I will definitely go and look just to verify, because we all lie sometimes. Even if it's a little white lie, we all fib a little bit. Some people fib a lot to get their way. And customers are no different. They will, because customers are human, and there's a chance that they're lying to try to get something for free or at a discounted rate. So, me personally, I will talk to both people. I would talk to the customer, I would talk to an employee. I would go and review tapes if that's possible to see. Because I've actually had a situation where when I was working for a company and I get a call because I'm department manager that my employee, a customer is getting irate with one of my employees. So I walk over there and the customer is just bad-mouthing the employee, just raising voice and stuff. And the whole thing is because they were working in the paint department. Well, the customer wanted the paint to be retinted. Well, you can't do that. Once tinting the paint, you can only make it darker. You can't make it lighter. I mean, yeah, you can add some white and all that stuff, but to get it exactly the way the customer wanted it would be near impossible with the current state of the paint, with the current tint of the paint. Because the machines are not calibrated to go, okay, well, we need to add some white, then this, then that, to make it right. Well, that's what my employee was telling the customer. And it was also the policy of the company we work for that we don't retint paint. But the customer did not want to hear that. Well, I get over there, and my employee is really upset about it. So I told him, go take a break. And I talked to the customer. Well, I reiterated what my employee stated. I said, it is in policy that we do not retint paint. And I looked at the paint. It was barely used. I said, but I can, as a manager, replace your gallon and we can try to do it all over again. Well, he didn't even want to hear that. He wanted that gallon of paint to be retinted, which I could not do. It was near impossible. I was not an expert in the paint department. But being very, I wasn't raising my voice. I was just saying, okay, let's try to get this worked out. Let's do this. And then I was very firm. I said, sir, I cannot do that. Our machines cannot do that. I can replace it at this no cost. Because he thought that he had to pay for a new gallon of paint. No, I was replacing it. I was taking his gallon and putting it on our shelf with the bad paints, which wouldn't happen that day. We always wait a couple of days. And then I made him a new one. Well, my employee didn't know we could do that. He was just there helping out. He wasn't the one who did the original paint either. So he didn't know that because, like I said, he was just trained on one thing. And just to mix the paint. That's it. So, one, it was a training opportunity for me to him. Two, I was providing great customer service to, one, to calm down the customer. And two, to have him not say, well, this company's bogus, don't go there. So, stuff like that. And by the end of the whole situation, he apologized to my employee. So, things like that. I've had customers come up and tell my manager that I was blah, 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 blah. And I never saw this customer. Never. And my manager went and saw the tapes and saw where I was and saw where the customer was. And the customer walked in, grabbed something, and went right up front and asked for a manager. They were trying to get something for the manager to say, well, you know what, let's take 20% off. So things like that. You got to make sure, one, make sure the customer's being honest. If the customer's being honest, definitely try to help them out. Try to get it right for them. If the customer's being dishonest, stay in your ground. Because thing is you have a cost on the particular item. Let's say this right here. You have a cost on this. You want to just say, here you go, and lose money. But if you or an employee was just flat out wrong and stuff like that, then yes, you can do that. Or provide them, say next time you come in, or blah, 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 stuff like that. Provide great customer service. To give you an example, with my current company, Carolina Thread Place, I was in the middle of a live. A customer had a problem. Put it in chat. I stopped my live. Like, I still was talking to people on live, but I was looking up their issue and trying to help them with their issue. And that's the other thing. If you're on a task, stocking shelves, and a customer walks up to you and says, hey, can you help me with this? 3 different things can happen. One, you can say, I'm sorry, I'm busy. Oh, it's in aisle blah, 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 blah. Or you can take them, to the product. Or hand them off to another employee that may be in that department. So, one is horrible customer service. One is bad customer service. And one is great customer service. Saying I'm busy and I can't right now is horrible. Just telling them an aisle number is bad. Walking them to the product and making sure that's what they want, that's great customer service. I have done the bad and the great customer service. Especially, and I was in the middle of an audit. and with the district manager. And a customer walked up. I looked at the district manager. I said, "I'll be right back. My customer need is more important." And I went and walked him to there. It took about 10 minutes before I was done with them, and I went right back to the district manager. And you know what he said? He said, at first I was a little upset because, you know, you just blew me off. And he's like, and he's thought about it. He's like, well, you helped that customer. Why should I be upset with you? Because you need to help that customer. The customers are there to spend their money in your store. But like I said earlier, don't give them the store unless you did something wrong, or an employee. And if an employee did something wrong, that is a training opportunity. And we're not going to go into HR and stuff like that. That is a training opportunity. So definitely look at it that way. So that's pretty much the rundown of good and bad customer service. And you know, we are technically in the service industry as well as retail. And even, I even thought about this. If you're wholesaling, your customer is the retailer or the person who's reselling your products. So same thing. And for us, you know, we give timelines, and you can say, well, it's going to take a week. Well, if you're going to run into any issues, let the customer know, hey, my distributor is blah blah blah, or my machine went down, so I'm trying to get it repaired so I can get it going again. Or let the customer know, say, hey, this is what's going on. I apologize. The lead time is going to be 3 or 4 more days. Stuff like that. Let your customers know. And if they come back and say, I want to cancel, if it's in your policy and the customer knows it's in your policy, that no refunds or blah blah blah, follow it. But at the same time, no, follow your policy. Don't sidestep your policy for one person, because if you sidestep your policy one time, they will continue to do it, and that will get out. I don't sidestep my policies whatsoever, only when I was forced to by the marketplace. But I've also at the same time make sure I'd never sell to that customer. And they bought from me again, and I canceled their order instantly because they forced me to go against my policy. Well, the marketplace did. So, but anyways, that's pretty much it for customer service. This is a little bit longer, I think. I don't know. I don't have a timer on my recordings when I'm using this setup here. So tomorrow, I'm not sure what we're going to start because we only have 4 more days. I may do some sublimation things. I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying to decide on that. But anyways, today's letter is S. You should have thought about, you know, every day when you got the letters, you'd have been, you probably are going like, okay, that's what it is. Probably could have guessed it by the 3rd or 4th day, but anyways, today's letter is S, and please make sure you like this video. If you've enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel. If you have not done so yet, make sure you hit the little bell notification, because I do go live every Friday at 8 p.m. And I have some links below of the other videos. I have to update that because that is a little behind by like 20 videos. Also, link to my website and everything like that. And I will see you tomorrow when we start with the final week of May. Cannot believe it. Done 25 videos this month. Wow. Well, anyways, y'all have a great time, and I will see you tomorrow during the next video. Bye.